It's your boy Jose. I'm coming to you live from Stoop Juice. It's January 14th, 2020. I want to talk about the things that we have to do and ideas about increasing opportunity for all, and the things that we do to seek validation. Some of the things, regardless of communal validation, we should also seek open source cooperation that are sustainable through servant leader beliefs, similar to what programmers do with software. Part of the answer lies in the fact that using software does not decrease its value. It instead, widespread use of open source software tends to increase its value as users fold in their own fixes and features, of which are code patches. So Bloomberg Corporation is 30% owned by Merrill Lynch. So Merrill Lynch, when they first started, they had access to the machine. They gave them their opening order. But it came to the point that Merrill Lynch had to decide whether they were going to continue to isolate their competitors, and they had the exclusive right to only use the Bloomberg machines. And Merrill Lynch, with some convincing, they allowed for their competition to use the Bloomberg terminals because it was in their best interest. If you own 30% of a standard and everybody's using it, you own 30% of that, versus let me not allow these people the tools to have access to the same tools I'm using. So that's big. For you to get to that place, that's big. Part of the answer lies that the fact that using software does not decrease its value. Instead, widespread use of open source software tends to increase its value as users fold their own fixes and features, so code patches. So now the Bloomberg was getting input from, instead of just Merrill Lynch, all these other brokerages and things that they feel would be better to create a better experience for the user. So in this inverse comments, the grass grew taller when it was grazed upon, that this public good cannot be degraded by overuse. Take care of the first half of the congested public good problem. It doesn't explain, though, why open source doesn't suffer from under provision. So why don't people who know the open source community, or they know that this information is by you just buying a Bloomberg terminal, just exists universally, and they exhibit the free rider behavior, waiting for others to do the work they need, or if they need to do the work themselves, not bothering to contribute the work into the commons. If I had to guess, part of the answer lies in the fact that people don't merely need solutions, they need solutions on time. So it's like, if you have a problem, you can't wait for the next person to fix it for you. If you have time constraint, you have to figure it out yourself. It's seldom possible to predict when someone else is going to do a project that's similar to what you're working on, or work a given piece of your needed work. If the payoff of fixing a bug or adding features is sufficient to any potential contributor, the person will dive in and do it, at which point the fact that everyone else becomes a free rider becomes irrelevant. So what? The Bloomberg machine, they turn around and take this feature, and the next iteration of the machine is something that's offered. So what? But you knocked it out. You knocked it out of the park. You took care of what you had to take care of, so you were there first. Another part lies in the answer is the fact that the punitive market value of small patches to a common source base is hard to capture. Being reactive by only sitting on the patch gains nothing. So you, by not doing anything, similar to saying, I don't want to vote because the politicians are no good, you incur a future cost. The efforts involved in remerging the patch into the source base in each new release. So if you're not adding and you're not making these changes, what you're doing is you just have you have to start from scratch, from square one. So the payoff for not being a participant is actually negative. So not participating, not reading, not being informed, when you look at it as an individual, as a citizen, it's negative because it's like you have to go to kindergarten from day one. So I'm just dropping it like it's hot. Jose, doing my thing, just sharing and caring. I'll keep going. Let's see what else I come up. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.